Hello again, class. So this is going to be a demo on assignment 4.2, the Geneva gear. And so I already have a screenshot pasted into my drawing space, and I'm going to go ahead and start drawing this object right here, this Geneva gear. And I did switch back to the black and the classic colored screen, and it is difficult to see when I go over here. So I'm going to quickly change the color of my crosshair so that way it gets a little bit easier to see as I hover over the white paper. So I'm going to colors and I'm going to change my crosshair color to red. Okay, there we go. So I am going to start with, let's see, I have the outer diameter of this gear right here. I also have a couple more diameters. So I'm going to start with some circle diameter circles and start drawing away. So first I'll create this one at 1, D for diameter, and then 1. Ooh, and that's really tiny, so I'm going to scale this. I don't want to scale my circle, right? Because I want my circle to be true to size. I have to always create my drawing in my model space true to size. Okay. And I'll go ahead and do the circle again. Start it right there, and I'm going to do 1.75. I'll do spacebar to repeat that command, and I'm going to do the larger one, 6.5. Okay, so now I have this one, and the big one. Okay, and I have this construction circle, and the diameter of that is 3.25. So I will go here and I'll do 3.25. And that looks like it is on the center line layer or the center layer. So I'm going to change that. And then at the top quadrant of that, I have this half a circle. And the radius of that half a circle is 0.25, as I can see here. So I'm going to go to the center radius circle. I'm going to go to the top quadrant, do 0.25. Okay, and so I went ahead and created this right here. And I'm going to, okay, just wanted to double check to make sure that was right. And I'm going to create some lines that go up to this, up to the larger circle. Make sure I have perpendicular turned on and intersection, I do. Here, I'll restrict it to ortho mode. And keep trying to snap to this quadrant above. I'm just going to go beyond it. And this looks pretty wide and narrow. Let me double check the diameter of this one. 13, so that's not right. It should be 6.5. I must have done the wrong kind of circle. So let's go here and then I'll say D for diameter and then 6.5. There we go. That looks better. And then I'll copy this and I'll trim away this excess here and this here. I'm going to join these and then now I can create an array. Sorry, J for join. No, it would not join them. And that is because I did not snap to the correct spot. So because they're not joining, that was giving me sort of a red flag telling me that something was wrong there. So let me delete that and I'm going to try again. So right here at the top quadrant, 0.25. Now I'm going to take my line. I'm going to go to this quadrant. I'll go beyond it, take a line again. And then trim this piece. Okay, let's see, did it join? Okay, so this one joined, and so now that is correct. And I'm going to use the array command to create all of these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 objects. So I'm going to go here to polar array. I'm going to select this one, specify the center point, and I know that because it says it down here in my command line. Always read your command line. And now I'm going to change the number of objects to 8. And they are evenly spaced, and so I don't need to try to adjust anything here. And I'll close that. And now I'm going to trim away the excess. All right, and then I have a circle that is 4.228 units away, and it has a radius of 1.328. So I can go ahead and create a construction line starting from this center circle and then going through this midpoint. Let me turn off ortho mode. And I'm going to turn on an extension object snap. So if I go here, okay, so the extension didn't help. I'm just going to put that one here for now. I'm going to do another one. And now there it is, because now I have a line that I'm trying to extend. All right, so extension and then 4.228 is the length of that line. And let's see, is that right? It looks off because it did 4.228 from this point, I'm realizing. Okay. Let's turn off extension and turn on parallel. We'll try it that way. Okay, now 4.228. There we go. So now I have this line here is parallel to the one that's I drew on top of, and then I'm going to delete that other one that was underneath. And I'll change this to the construction layer. And at the end of that, I'm going to put a circle with a radius of 1.328. There we go. And I can trim here and there. And then this, I can create another array. So I'm going to say polar array. This is once again going to be my center. And I'm going to change the number of items to 8. And I will close it. So now let me go ahead and erase these. And of course, once again, there are so many different ways to do this. You could have chose to create just one of these sections from each side. So like say from here to here, and then you could have made that into an array of 8 and drew that around this circle as well. So lots of different ways to do the same thing, of course. And so now we want to create this 1/4 inch wide by 3/16 inch high keyway. So I'll go ahead and draw that off to the side. It's going to be, I'll turn on ortho. So it's going to be 3/16 for the height, 1/4 for the width, and there we go. And then I'm going to move this starting from that midpoint right there. It's on the center one, and I'm going to move it up. So I'll do M for move. And then trim that away. And that looks a lot like what I have here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to join it. And if I want to, I can also make these, I can turn off the associativity for these. If I wanted to, I can explode it to do that. Actually, it looks like I can't just turn it off because I already created it, but I can explode it and that would turn it off. But I really don't need to do that. So it depends on what your preference is, really. Okay, and so now I'm going to dimension and annotate this as it shows here. So I need to create a couple of center lines. I'm going to do one here. I'll escape that. And I want to take this and rotate it. I'm going to specify the center as the base point, and I'm going to say copy. So I want to do one that is horizontal, and then I want to repeat that. I'll do P for previous. Say, okay, this is going to be my base point again. And C for copy. And then this one should be, let me turn on, there we go. This one should be right there. Okay, so now I have my lines and I'm going to go ahead and dimension this. So I will switch to the dimension layer. And most of my dimensions are 2 decimal places, with a couple of them being 3. So I will change the precision in the style, the dim style, and modify it. 2. I'll close this, and then I will continue to dimension. I want to change the color of my dimension because I have a dark screen again. There we go. We'll do angular for here and here. And then again for here and here. And put it out here and then I'll go ahead and align it. Oops. There we go. And diameter. And then spacebar to repeat. Let me do that again. So right here and right there. I'll go ahead and just put it on that line. Like it shows there. And let's see, what am I missing? I need a radius. Here, and I need a leader. And I'll put 1/4 inch wide by 3/16 inch high keyway. And I'm going to change these to diagonal, and I just select it, click that little bolt, lightning bolt, and then change it to diagonal. Okay, and then now I just need to open up the properties palette so I can change the precision for some of these dimensions. So it looks like just these two. This one here and this one. Primary units, precision, 3 decimal places. All right, and then now I'm going to go to my layout tab and I'll go ahead and close that. And I'm going to find my drawing and put it into my viewport. So I'll say scale to fit so I can find it. Here it is, and it looks like it was 10 inches to 1 foot, which there is no option for that. Okay, and so I'm going to create a custom scale. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say custom, and I want to put it under this one. So I'm going to say add right under that 6-inch one, and I'm going to put 10 inches equals 1 foot 0 inches. And here I'm going to put 10, and then here I'm not going to put 12. I'm going to put 12 because 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. All right, and I'll say okay. And then now I can select my viewport and I can change that to 10 inches equals 1 foot, and that fits better. I'm just going to adjust this here and it will automatically adjust in my model space. So that way I can make sure I'm seeing everything without the text getting cut off. Okay, then I can lock that and fill out my title block as appropriate and save it and then plot it to a PDF. And before I do that, I'm going to just preview it. Okay, this looks good. I wanted to make sure that my lines are breaking, and so that way you can see that it is a center line, which it is. All right, and I'll just double check this really quickly, make sure my angles are correct. All right, and so that looks good. So make sure you populate your title block, save your drawing with the appropriate file name, and plot it to a PDF and submit your PDF. All right, thank you.